What up? What up?
Illy boy Pope here. Had a long full day. Made a nice batch of shroom tea, and get aligned with myself. Man, you just gotta love all the things that God give us for our greater good, man. It's amazing. Like God gave us medicine on earth, man. Psychedelics, fruits, herbs, seeds. Like, do you know how many of these things have healing properties? Crystals, sage, words. Everything is a blessing. Everything is medicine. But everything can be a poison as well. It's understanding duality consciousness and where it stems from. But once you have a certain awareness, you'll know how to transmute that. You'll learn how to transmute that duality consciousness to single consciousness, because there's only one consciousness, and that is the divine fire, the divine light above and within and below. Walking to the moon, looking at the stars in the sky. Like, it's crazy, man. It's all awareness, man. If you are living in the matrix, you are trapped. If you are living in the matrix, you are trapped. Get out into nature. And people don't understand when I say get out into nature, it doesn't mean that you have to go all the way to Montezuma. You can just walk outside. Walk outside and dive within yourself. Like, do you know how many times that I'll be around normal people and some crazy spiritual shit happens, and I'm looking at it like, wow, the rest of the world sleep. They're literally heaven right in front of them, and they so focused on the day-to-day hustle and bustle of everyday life. And I just send those people love and light. I just send those people love and light, and I pray that they understand, like, everything is fine. Everything is in divine order. There's no such thing as losing with God. God is not playing a game. God always wins. The war was won before we even made it a concept of a battle. We are in a battle with ourselves. We are in a battle with ourselves. We're not battling God. We're not battling the devil. We're battling ourselves. We're battling our own reflection, which is the shadow. Right now, with the pandemic and all these different things, we're dealing with our shadow self. We are not dealing with the devil. We are not dealing with a battle of God and the devil. We are battling a battle with self. We all have the light. We all internalize that light. That is what creates us. It's always there. Whenever the darkness shrouds is when we're in misalignment with the light. When we're in misalignment with the light. So what the darkness do is it confuses you. When the darkness actually is there to illuminate you. Stop listening to things outside of you and start listening to your inner voice. Anything, you have to start asking questions. Anything that somebody who wants to oppress you with don't want you to learn or wants to scare you with it, it obviously has some type of spiritual significance. It obviously has some type of spiritual significance. Whenever somebody tries to take you away from something that literally brings you eternal joy to your soul, and it's from your ancestors, it's manipulation, it's control to keep you boxed in and to keep you away from your God-given potential. Stop being afraid of your own power. This is the problem. This is the problem. Stop being afraid of your own power. And I tell people when I'm talking in these lives or talking in general, and people be like, wow, I can't believe you said that, da 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 da. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, we're all reflections of one consciousness. I'm talking to myself. I had to remember that I am God. I'm so humble when it comes to God that it became to a point that I was diminishing my own power. I was so humble and so meek and so out the way, like, well, God got all the power. And it's like, God got all the power, but so do I. God got all the power, but so do I. God got all the power, but so do I. So do I. God made us God and goddesses of this reality, and we co-created. He made us manifestors. He made us creators. What is God? A creator. What is God? A manifester. God has all the power, and he has instilled all that power in each and every one of us. God has all the power, and he has instilled the power in each and every one of us. People have to remember to take their power back. Take your power back. Don't be afraid of your shadow. Embrace your shadow. The shadow is there to illuminate the light. The shadow is there to illuminate the light. When you look into the night sky, guess what? You see black. You see darkness. What else do you see? You see stars. You see different colors of light. Without the darkness, you don't see the light. The darkness is an incubator for the light. When you're in the womb of your mother, you're encased in darkness. You're encased in water. But within you is light. Remember, the darkness is just encasing you. Think of the darkness as being the body for the light. Our body is the darkness. It's not evil. We don't have to be in conflict with ourselves. We are in conflict with our shadow selves. We are in conflict with our darkness. We're afraid of our own darkness, and we're afraid of our own shadows. And that is what's keeping us in this duality consciousness. This is what's keeping us limited with our beliefs. We don't have to be afraid of the dark. We were made in the dark. We were made in the dark. You can't be afraid of your origins. You can't be afraid of your own power. God has all the power, and so do I. God has all the power, and so do you. God is one consciousness, and we're all reflections and fractals of one universe. He instilled that infinite power in each and every one of us. Wake up and remember that you are a God, and you are a goddess. You are a co-creator of this reality that we live in. You don't have to be afraid of your shadow. You don't have to be afraid of your true power. Is it uncomfortable? Is it scary? Well, goddamn it, they teach you to fear God, and God has all this power to make earthquakes and hurricanes and the universe. Like, yeah, it makes sense to be afraid, but guess what? God instilled that power in you. And once you remember that, it's not learning that, it's remembering that, because your soul knows. Your soul is trying to remember that divine connection. But it's so many outward shadows, it's so many outward things keeping you from that. And you have to get out of duality consciousness. Duality consciousness is useful. It's a tool, but it's not going to manifest a unity world. It's not going to manifest Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is the one. Christ consciousness is 5-dimensional. There is no shadow, there is no light in Christ consciousness. It's just all. It's just existence. But you need both concepts to understand reality, because reality is broken up into fractals. But that's a whole nother rant. This rant is just telling people to not be afraid of themselves. Right now in the world, we're going through a shadow, and it's a shadow of ourselves. It's not a shadow of the devil. It's not a battle between God and good and bad. No, it's a battle between ourselves. Our bodies respond to the environment. This is science. This isn't no metaphysical, spiritual mumbo jumbo. This is pure science. Your body, your physical ailments, whether it is mental, anxiety, depression, physical, stomach ulcers, whatever you want to call it, diabetes, all these different things, it is a manifestation of the environment you're in. This is science. This is the spirit realm. Now science is starting to verify what our ancestors were saying, and saying, well, damn, they were right. We made things more complicated. And see, this is the thing that the universe God gave me the other day. I am complex, but I am not complicated. I was like, word? I am complex, but I'm not complicated. So once you realize that, you don't have to make things harder than they seem. You don't have to resist change, and you don't have to resist your flaws. Your flaws change when you start to love them. And once you start to love them, you learn to let them go. You learn to let them go. And once you let them go, you're stepping in the right direction. You can't resist resistance with more resistance. This goes against the ancient Kemetic African principles of science and how reality works. This is ancestral knowledge that the government uses against you. This is the ancient mystery schools, darkness. Anybody who's into enlightenment knows the power of darkness. Without, like I said, darkness is the incubator, the body. Incubator, the body. The light is the energy, the manifestation, the visible. But the truth is hidden in the darkness, because that is where you were born and that is where you return. It's a nonstop conundrum because the light and the darkness are intertwined in one. You don't have to worry about hell. You don't have to worry about heaven. All you have to do is worry about yourself. Once you worry about yourself, once you learn thyself, your light, your shadow, and you embrace all of them with love and light, how can your world and reality not change? This is pure fact. Once you embrace yourself with love and light, embrace your shadow self, your light self with love and light and acceptance, how can you not change the world? Everybody don't have to be Martin Luther King. Everybody don't have to be Malcolm X and Nipsey Hussle, Tupac, Michael Jackson, all of the martyrs of our times to wake the consciousness up. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is live in truth. Live in love, live in light. You will change the world with your vibratory frequency. Facts. You will change the environment. You will change the behavior. You will change the sickness. You will change everything simply by emanating healing, light, loving energy. That is how you will change it. Once you start getting in tune with your light, how I'm in the shadows. I love the shadows. I was born in the shadows. I was always a dark child. I always loved darkness. Halloween, I was supposed to be born on Halloween. I loved darkness. I loved the dark realm. But I had to learn exactly what it was. And everybody has their own journey. But to go on that journey, you have to realize it is a battle of self. It's not a battle against anything outside of you. Is a battle of the self. You could meet some type of resistance. Somebody could come to you, oppress you, put you down, and your battle, your story has nothing to do with them. Everything has everything to do with you. You are the receiver. You are the awareness. You receive all of that information. Your DNA, this is proven now. DNA literally stores memory. One drop of DNA can hold, I forgot what they said, like 80 million ebooks of information. So if we have ancestral DNA and we have an actual lifetime DNA of when we're living, because you're always going to go through things while you're living. I don't care how you was raised. You're going to go through something in this world that is stored into your DNA. That is stored into your frequency. And those things aren't bad. The only time they become bad is when you're not moving it. Energy likes to move. Energy likes to transmute. Energy doesn't like to stagnate. That's not what energy do. When you go look under a microscope of anything that exists, it has molecules. It has protons, neutrons, and electrons and things like that. And what are they doing? They're constantly spinning. Just like the universe. When you go look at how the galaxy and the earth, what is it doing? Spinning. Everything's moving, changing, tilting, a little bit more, going towards the sun a little bit more, going toward, understand that the way nature and the universe works is how your body and your life works. Stop looking outside of you. You are, when you're walking down the street, you are the street. The same molecules, the same things that make the street make you. You are everything. So once you go within, you will know everything you need to know. You will know everything you need to know. It no longer becomes a battle of light versus darkness. It's no longer that. It's only acceptance and awareness and the big A word, action. And where are these A's coming from? The Alpha, the beginning, God. It's the Omega, over. Like, really. Stop listening to history books. Back in the days, our ancestors used to tell their history verbally. They used to tell their history verbally. They didn't write it down because people would manipulate it and take their ancient secrets, which is what eventually happened. Look at the world we live in now. You go look at how they learned how to mind control people in the Matrix through witchcraft, which witchcraft is not evil. Stop being afraid of your own divinity. Witchcraft, black magic, woo, voodoo, woo, scary. Stay away from that. They teach you. They teach you that, oh, they're on that, da, 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 da. It is good, it is bad. It is energy available for everything. God does not discriminate with anybody or anything that he gave his divine light to. Meaning, you can be the most evil, wicked motherfucker, and he still will give you the ability to be a God on this earth because he doesn't discriminate to his children. He just allows us to experience awareness. He allows A to experience E, the infinity, awareness, action, Alpha, the beginning. So we got to stop running from our shadow. We have to understand what the shadow is. We have to understand what the light is. We have to understand 5D Christ consciousness. I can't stand when people limit themselves to anything. I can't stand when people limit themselves to a book. I can't stand when people limit themselves to what somebody else told them and they pray to God that it works. Stop it. Please, from the bottom of my heart, stop it. Learn meditation. Learn meditation. Take a step back to reprogram yourself. Take a step back to learn how to be a true child of God. She Slays Cosplay says they demonize everything dark or black to reinforce negative stereotypes against our people. Yes, facts. I was the black sheep in my family, and it always bothered me because I was into quote unquote dark magic and energy, and I wasn't necessarily an evil person. I just knew that it was so much energy available and it was flowing through me. Like I was always flowing through everything. And then once I started getting into tarot and everything, and it was talking about my destiny, why is it every time, not once, not twice, every time it says that I am a magician, I am a mage, I am a sorcerer, I'm an energetic being capable of a lot of things. And I've always felt that way since a kid. But first is last, last is first. The people who condemn people like me, don't understand that first is last, last is first. You wanted to one-up people. You wanted to stand on a pedestal. My Jesus this, my Christ this, but you are far from Jesus and Christ because Jesus and Christ accepts everyone as one. He respects everyone as a divine consciousness from the divine spark, the divine energy that created everything in infinity. He does not discriminate. Neither does God. God does not discriminate with his power. He has power available to you, whether you are evil, whether you are poor, whether you are rich, whether you are wealthy, whether you are walking down the street, whether you are goddamn flying in a Merkaba in your spirit consciousness. That is the truth. God does not discriminate to his children. You can ask the most evil motherfucker and ask him, hey, Have you ever been blessed or graced with something or been in a tight situation and something miraculous happened? Everybody has experienced that, just like everybody has experienced bad and evil. This is life, is an experience. There's no good, there's no bad, there's only perception and awareness and the action that you take after that exception and awareness. That's it. That is it. But you just gotta love it all, man. I love it all. Wow. I look up and it's a direct triangle. I've been really into triangles and pyramids lately. It's just crazy. Another triangle, huh? And it's perfect. Don't discriminate against yourself. As I said earlier, you do not have to be afraid of the shadow. You do not have to be afraid of evil. You do not have to be afraid of darkness. You were born in darkness. When you were in your mother's womb, you were in darkness. Why be afraid of who you are? Can you visibly see God? Yes, technically. But does God have a quote unquote face, a physical thing that you just be like, well, that's how God look? No, it's formless. If you go to our ancient ancestors, they call God a bunch of you words. And when I say you, they say unutterable, unknowable. You know what I mean? They said it's unknown how, like, a human that's just a fractal of the thing that made the fractions has no, it just can't fathom it. It's unfathomable. The you words, when you use God, is unfathomable. Unfathomable, unbelievable. You have to understand all these you words, man. You have to understand. Don't be afraid of your shadow. You can run far, 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 and your shadow will forever follow you because it's you. It's not an outside version of you. It is 100% you, just like the light is 100% you. You have to realize that. Once you start seeing how nature and the universe works, you will start seeing how you work, because you are made out of nature and you are made out of the universe. And both of those things have laws and systems and codes that work to manifest on this earth what needs to be done, in the universe what needs to happen. So once you tap in and get in tune with the one and the all, that is when you become one with yourself. Once you know thyself and you love and embrace your light and your shadow, you will change the world. You do not have to be Martin Luther King, MLK, Nipsey Hussle, Tupac, Michael Jackson. You don't have to be any of the martyrs to make a difference, to make a change. As long as you emanate that change, you have forever sent the vibration through this universe of change. You have forever raised the frequency with that energy. Energy is not created nor destroyed. This is science. This is fact. We are walking energy. We are walking light. We are walking consciousness. Energy isn't created nor destroyed. It's only transmuted and transformed. Utilize your power as a god or goddess on this earth. Take your power back. Remember that you are the light. Remember that you are the shadow. You do not have to search for God because God is already within you. Search within you. Within you lies a star map of the whole galaxy. Within you holds a star map of the whole galaxy. You gotta love it. So don't hinder yourself. Don't look at the shadow as a dark thing. Look at it as a great thing, because I love the shadow. I love the darkness. That's when I learned the most about myself. Because when I lived in only light and I resisted the darkness, I lived in illusion. When I lived in only the light without my shadow, I lived in illusion. Let me say this again. When I lived in only the light without loving and acknowledging my shadow, I was living in illusion. Illuminate yourself. Illuminate yourself. My spiritual journey only just began. I was living in duality consciousness for the longest. I understood the concept of Christ consciousness and oneness of all, but I didn't know the depth. I didn't know the depth of it. But once you're able to speak and really say that, hey, I don't know this, or hey, I've been wrong for this long, you don't have to be ashamed for your journey. Anything bad that's ever happened to you, any fault that you've ever done, you don't have to feel ashamed for your journey. Embrace everything with love and light, because everything has a reason. Everything has a reason. There's no such thing as coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. When you was growing up and all those different things happened, they all happened for a reason. They're all messages from God shaping you. Just like how when you were in the darkness in your mother's womb, when you come out into this world, you're in the womb of Mother Earth, and it is shaping you in the darkness. It's shaping you in the darkness for you to be reborn when you wake up. Shaping you for you to be reborn. For you to go through a birthing process. Everything has steps. Everything has processes. We're living in a fast food society. We're not living in a home-cooked meal society anymore. We got to go back to the home-cooked meal. We got to go back to the basics. We got to go back to the steps and the process of everything. Because once you skip certain steps and you just want to go to the light, you just want to eat the food real quick, go to sleep, fuck it, that's going to be the life you live, and that's what you're going to manifest. But when you learn to slow down, have your energy and your frequency and your atoms moving fast, but have everything else slow down. Pay attention to detail. You're in a anime. You're in a RPG. You're in a novel. How a novel uses certain signs and certain things, literary elements and stuff like that. So does God through everything around you. Pay attention. Pay attention that you are writing your story. You have your own page in the book of life, and you're forever writing it with every energy and every emotion that you feel. That is you writing your book. You shouldn't feel ashamed for your own book. It is an autobiography. It is not a fiction. Your page in the book of life is an autobiography. You should not feel ashamed by your autobiography. And when I say you shouldn't feel ashamed, that's not saying that you're not going to feel ashamed. But once you feel that shame, everything comes from a reason. Ask the right questions when you feel ashamed. Ask the right questions when you fall far from the grace. Because everything happens for a reason. And the answers are there. There is literally no such thing as a problem without a solution. Because if it was, it wouldn't be a such thing as a problem. It'll just be what it is, because there's no solution, it's just a problem. But every problem has a solution. And one thing you know, even when it comes to technological advances, they think about something and they have to do all those test runs. How many times did they have to test run an airplane? And what was the process of making that airplane? Stop with the fast food. Would you want people to fast food an airplane? Would you want people to fast food your surgery? No, you would want them to slowly, surely, and pay attention to every detail. Look at the monitor, looking at you would want them to look at everything and make sure that everything is right. You don't want fast food when it comes to actual life. You want a home cooked meal. You want that airplane to be home cooked. You want that airplane to be home cooked. But pay attention to processes. You can't just skip over the shadow and go to the light. It just doesn't work that way. You're going to live in illusion. Think about simple processes. This is how you expand your consciousness. Ask different questions. Seek different awareness. This is how you expand your consciousness. When they created the plane, when they created NASA in the space shuttles, how many times did they create it or have to change the design? How many times did they have the perfect design and it still didn't work? But it worked the second time. Life is full of trials. Life is science. Life is spirituality. Life is all of these things. Life is a movie. Life is art. Life is all of these things. But you have to understand that each and every one of these aspects have a process. Even eating has a process. If you expand your consciousness and ask certain questions, you'll start to see what I mean. Ask yourself when you're just grocery shopping, dang, what's the process of this item that's on this wall getting here? Dang, an employee put this here. Dang, a truck driver drove this here. Dang, that truck driver had to go somewhere to get it. Dang, this company had to create it in this factory. Dang, somebody is over this factory. Dang, somebody is created this product and made this factory. Dang, somebody started this person to make this product, to make this factory. Like, look, everything is a process. Everything. When you get your food, don't you have to go to the grocery store and pick it up, take it home, put it in the refrigerator or put it in the cabinet, take out what you need to cook, cut it up, prep it, cook it, take it out, eat it, chew it, digest it, wake up, your body's still digesting it, waste, your body excretes the waste. Like, all of these things is processing. Then where does that waste go? What is the waste used for? Then when that is used with the waste, what is that using that for? Like, it's a cycle. Start asking questions. When you start to feel negative emotions or dark things that you do not see serving you in your life, really ask the right questions. Ask, why do you feel this way? And your DNA, your internal light, will answer you. Sometimes it answers right away. Sometimes it answers further down the line. But you got to take yourself out of time and attachment. The universe doesn't go by time. It goes by events. It goes by seasons and cycles. The universe doesn't know time. It goes by seasons, events, and cycles. Hello, cat. Oh, why you always want to be cute? Why you always want to be cute, cat? Huh? He was like, I heard you over here spitting that stuff, man. I just had to see what's up. I just had to see what's up. I just had to see what's up. Go look up the spiritual meaning of cats. Go look up the spiritual meaning of cats. My whole life, cats followed me. I don't even be asking for them. This ain't even my cat. That's how you know. I didn't buy this cat. I didn't ask for this cat. But this is my cat now. Just like that cat over here. He just popped up. But that's the universe. The universe speaks in signs. The universe speaks in divine unity. Little homework assignment for people. Start expanding your consciousness with awareness and questioning. Instead of overthinking and not being in the present, be in the present. Look at your surroundings. Breathe in the experience of life right now and right then. Don't use outside factors for your own peace and happiness. Oh, once I get a better job, I'll have peace. Oh, once I get this marriage, I'll have peace. Oh, once I fuck 1,000 bitches, I'll have peace. Oh, once I smoke all the weed and do all these egotistical things that's been programmed into us, I'll be happy and at peace. No. When you find happiness and peace within, everything that you need will be met. That is the law of attraction. The law of attraction isn't external manifestation, it's internal. It's internalization of that manifestation. What y'all cats got going on, man? Whenever you're trying to manifest stuff, internalize it. Does it really resonate and speak with your vibration and your frequency? Or is it just ego? Is it just a program that's been downloaded in your computer? Is it a virus? Ask yourself these questions. When you have desires, are they coming from my mind? Are they coming from a dark place, my mind? Or are they coming from my heart? Are they coming from my mind, which is a dark place? Or are they coming from my heart? The heart does not lie. It doesn't know how to. All it knows is the truth. The heart is the first organ that is manifested in you. It is the window, the gateway to your soul, the infinite. The heart does not lie. Your mind, your eyes deceive you. This will deceive you. You have to wake up. When you're in this eye world, science says that we see only about 1% of visible light. If we are light beings and everything is made out of light and molecules, that lets you know that this awake world is actually sleeping, the sleep world is actually awake. And once you understand the conundrum, the paradox of light and shadow, time and space, good and evil, light and dark, light and shadow, you start to understand the cosmic laws. You start to understand and you start to become one with the unknowable energy, the unquenchable fire, the unutterable name of God Almighty. You become one with yourself because you are a fractal of that source. Take your power back. Take your power back. Stop doing things for external reasons. Everything you do for an external purpose, whether it gives you a quick satisfaction or not, is not probably going to give you true joy. True joy comes from the heart, period. True happiness comes from the heart. True joy and true happiness isn't instant gratification. It isn't fast food. It isn't a quick high and it's gone. True happiness and joy is a long lasting, a long vibration. It may wither as darkness and external negative things happen, but true joy and peace and happiness never wavers away from its divine knowing. I release the resistance. I welcome all love. I welcome all lessons. I do not fear anything because I know everything is conspiring for me. I know that the universe is a divine place and it is conspiring for me. And that is what I'm going to emanate. that is what I'm going to vibrate, and that is what I'm going to walk in. I'm not going to base myself off a construct that was designed to destroy me. I am not going to base it off a construct that was built to destroy me. Society, the American dream, all of these things are traps. All of these things are built for your own destruction and your own manipulation for their manifestations. And that's just them using the power of God against you. It's not evil, the powers that be use. They're just using the powers that's available to all of us. Listen, they are using the powers that is available to all of us. And when it comes to free will, you can either do good or you can do bad. And it is totally a choice. You can live through this conscious mind. It's very powerful. It is very powerful. But the heart is all powerful. You can live through your mind, which is a very powerful thing. With my mind, I've infinite power, man. But in the heart, it is the infinite power. Without the heart, there is no mind. Without the heart, there is no mind. Never mind. Learn to live through your heart. Ask the right questions and your heart will answer. You are always being divinely protected and guided through the darkness, which is this world. And the darkness is only there to encase the light, to show the light, to show the true truth. In the darkness, the hidden, is where the truth lies. That's Illy Boy Pope. That is another Illuminating Rant. I love all of y'all. 333. Oh, it's 3:33 right now. 333-777. I love all of y'all. That's Illy Boy Pope. Another Illuminating Rant. Namaste. Alien out.